What's up, what's up, what's up? Serial Assassin here. Bringing you another commentary today, and I'm going to start you guys off here in a couple seconds, and I'm going to show you the stats from my Xbox account. And as you'll take notice, not very good win percentage, and if you take notice to my accuracy, it's under 13%. Not to say my accuracy in my PS3 is much higher. It's more like around 17, 18%. But that percentage is huge, and I think that percentage probably is a little bit lower because of the lag and whatnot. But again, just want to show you my stats, and what I got for you today is a free-for-all that I jumped in, and I didn't do too bad. I didn't do too great either. But there's many examples in here that show just how horrible my accuracy is, and I should have done a lot better. But again, it is what it is. But what I want to talk to you today about is I go back and I think about how when I was younger, what I did when I was 14, 15, 16, etc., etc., and I think about how different my kids are today compared to me then. My sons still go out and they play football and basketball and they hang out with their friends, but it's not the same as when I was a kid. I mean, when I was a kid, I'd wake up, during the summer, and I would go out, and I'd be out of the house by like 10, 10:30, and I might stop back around the house around 1, grab a quick bite to eat, and then be right back out the door. And then I didn't come home till well after dark. I mean, I was out. We used to go out and make forts. We used to ride our BMX bikes on tracks. Actually, I used to do a little bit of competitive bike racing, and there was a local school up the street that in the back section they had sort of like a rec center type pavilion with like soccer fields and basketball courts and everything else. And back there they actually had what they called a BMX super track, which was really cool because we used to spend a lot of time there, a couple summers before it got overgrown. But we used to go there and we used to race our bikes and do the big ass jumps, and I'm talking getting 15, 20 feet off the air. I even tried a couple flips. I think I've only landed one. But I mean, the other times it's just like that's just the way my youth was. Like I went out, and I only came home if I was hungry or if I was bleeding. So my kids these days, they go out, they play basketball or football for an hour, and then they're back in the house and they're guzzling water, and then they just crash and they get on the computer or they get on the video games and they hang out, and it isn't until them and all of their friends get that that little bit of rest in them that they go out and they do anything else. Where me, when I was young, me and my friends, we went nonstop. I mean, it was all day, every day, and even as I got older and it was like 15, 16, 17, I had a playground across the street. I mean, I literally played basketball 3-4 hours a day. And, if not that, we played wiffle ball. And, we stuffed the bats with newspaper, stuffed the ball with newspaper. And it was, it was a little more fun. And it's just, that's what we did day in and day out. And it just amazes me that, kids these days, they spend more time in the house or complaining that there's nothing to do, when in comparison, when I was a kid, there really was not that much to do. You had to use your imagination. You had to go out and find something or create something, or you just got into it. And when I say get into it, I mean just go out and explore and have fun, but without getting in trouble, without breaking the law. Not that I was the law-abiding adolescent that I want my kids to be, but the law back then was a lot different. I mean, if you got caught doing stupid shit, the cops would stop. Yo, kids, stop your bullshit and get going. And that was it. Nowadays, cops pick up these kids, they take them in, they call the parents, they're on probation, and it's just, it's a different time and age. And I wish that my kids were growing up when I grew up, when things weren't so crazy, and, everybody wasn't so stringent and overprotective, and, lawsuits and crazy, kids bringing guns to school, and all that bullshit. Like that kind of time, it blows my mind these days. And from my point of view, I think it's because the kids these days don't have to use their imagination. They don't have to go out and figure out what to do. And everything is handed to them, and with the phones and electronics and everything else, it stifles their imagination. So, I mean, not that my kids aren't, imaginative and bright and all that stuff, but it's just it's different. They're more smart asses than smart at figuring out what to do. Me and my friends could be sitting around and during the winter we used to go out and make snow ramps. We'd spend 2 hours building a big old pile of snow for our inner tubes or whatever, and then we would go sledding for the next 3-4 hours. And stuff like that. In the summer we'd go swimming, we'd go bike riding, we'd go play basketball, wiffle ball, football, anything. Like, we always were doing something. We were always active, and we never complained. It's just we were always out doing something. And kids these days, it just seems like they rather sit in the house and play with their iPod, or get on video games or whatever. Not that I didn't play video games when I was younger. I mean, the level of video games was much, much, much less technologically advanced as it is today. But, I still played video games. I played my Nintendo, I played my Sega, I played all those things, but not as often. It was a different time. But, yeah, so, I don't know. I want my kids to grow up and be active and social and all that, and stay out of trouble. And I want them to be leaders. I know when I was younger, I was more of a leader. Like, I wasn't maybe the leader of the pack, but at the same time, if my friends were going to go do some dumb shit or some shit I didn't want to do, I had no problem saying, oh, well, I'm going to call Jimmy and I'm going to go hang out with him. Then while y'all do that, I'll catch you later. And I didn't have to worry about them being mad at me, or pressuring me into doing something I didn't want to do, or I knew it was wrong, or whatever. But nowadays, it's peer pressure is taken to a whole new level. And, as a father, I worry about that. So, all right, well, I just wanted to share all that. And, tell me what you think. I mean, do you like hearing my old time stories, or do you want me to shut the hell up? Let me know. And if you made it this far, maybe I deserve a like. And if not, I'm sorry. Let me know what I can do better. And, hopefully, you'll come back and you'll check me out a little bit more. And that's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody for listening. Appreciate your support. Take care. Peace out. Late.